Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars Dad, Nooch Too Good, and we're here today to look at our ultimate farming guide, or our ultimate guide in general to Jabba the Hutt. We'll talk about the requirements, the difficulty of those requirements, and just what all those requirements are. We'll talk about teams you can put together aside from Jabba the Hutt and the team that goes along with them. We'll talk about mods and just some general thoughts on the importance of Jabba the Hutt. You guys know that I've been on a big Jabba the Hutt binge here lately, saying everybody should farm Jabba the Hutt, and that is because of this right here, Smuggler's Run 2, which runs 3 times every month. I think 1 month since it's been out, it only ran 2 times in a month, but generally speaking, runs 3 times a month and offers you about 3,000 plus crystals worth of mod materials every time you do it. This is Smuggler's Run 2. Let's get to the end here and get to the rewards. You need Jabba the Hutt to run Smuggler's Run 2. It is otherwise completely unavailable to you in the game. And when you finish it, you get these fat rewards here. I gotta play and then pause. You get these rewards here twice, times 3. So 6 times a month. With Jabba, you will get these mod materials on your roster. That's the biggest reason why I think Jabba is super important in the game. You can also look at, you know, his ability to perform in every single game mode. He is a performer, and yeah, Jabba's just a great all-around character to have on your roster. Your roster too. I don't know about your raster, perhaps, but your roster in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And as we turn our attention back into the game, let's look at this farm here with all the characters required: Chrysanthemum, Han Solo, Gamorrean Guard. Almost all of the characters required for Jabba are just regular farms, or Han Solo is with your Mark 1 currency from raids. And, you know, Outrider's a regular ship farm. Gammo Guard, you can get in some shops. Not a lot of difficult character farming per se, except for 2 characters who are required, and both are journeys, and one of those journeys is required for the other journey. And of course, I'm talking about Jedi Knight Luke and Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and C-3PO, a journey within a journey. C-3PO has his own journey requiring Ewoks to unlock C-3PO, so you're gonna have to farm Ewoks to get Jabba. And then, of course, Jedi Knight Luke is going to require a bunch of characters as well. Is it gonna show it here? Okay, so we got Wampa, we got CLS, we've got a bunch of, we got Captain Han Solo, Rebel Officer Leia Organa, Chewbacca, 3PO. We've got a capital ship along with the Millennium Falcon that's required for, Millennium Falcon and Wedge required, Hermit Yoda, then Lando, and all the way back to Darth Vader. So those are the characters required for Luke Skywalker. So you will be farming those characters along with the Ewoks to get Jabba on your roster. Everything else is pretty much just going to be baked into a regular farm or energy or a shop or just some other kind of farm. Now, as far as the overall difficulty of this farm, I literally just completed a journey for Jabba the Hutt in 12 months. So I played free to play. I went after Jabba the Hutt. I farmed him in 12 months, unlocked his ultimate a few weeks later. You can farm Jabba the Hutt free to play in 12 months. Of course, obviously, if you're pumping some money into it, it'll go a little bit faster for you. For example, the most recent Lightspeed bundle that came out, the Jedi Knight Luke's bundle, we call it, kind of. It's got Rebel Officer Leia Organa, Captain Han Solo, and Wampa in there, along with Probe Droid, which Probe Droid's never been required for anybody for whatever reason. But it's got those guys in there. Previously, you had, and probably again at some point, you had the Shadows of the Empire bundle, which had Lando and Wedge in there. I think that's it. Yeah, so, oh, by the way, I apologize. Jedi Knight Luke also requires Chewbacca, which requires bounty hunters, and the Millennium Falcon, which requires bounty hunter ships. So there's actually like 4 journeys within a journey for Jedi Knight Luke, so it's a big... Jedi Knight Luke is a big task by himself with a bunch of journeys inside of that one journey, so it will take some work to get Jedi Knight Luke. But once you get Jedi Knight Luke, you're kind of off to the races. That was what I discovered. It took me about 9 months. It was 9 months-ish, maybe 10. It might have even been 10 to get Jedi Knight Luke unlocked. But then once I had him done, everything else kind of fell into place, and the rest was just getting it all relics. So the big bulk of work for getting Jabba the Hutt is in unlocking Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker on your roster. And then once you got that done, you've already farmed all the other characters. You know, if you haven't farmed those other characters in 9 to 10 months, that's not my problem, it's yours. But That's the bulk of the work, is getting this guy done for Jabba the Hutt. Now let's take a look at some teams that'll actually work with Jabba here. I've got some squads saved. I didn't do this last time, but we're going to start doing this each time. Where are my squads? Thank you, Jabba. All right. We've got CLS, of course. Now, the only characters you're going to require are 4 out of 5 of these. 3PO and Chewie is actually not required to unlock or to unlock Jedi Knight Luke or to get Jabba, but you're gonna need these other 4 to unlock Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So you might as well throw Chewpio in there, round out the CLS team, and make it really work for you. This is a team that's gonna work for you for a long time in the game. You're gonna use it and abuse it and love it. It's just a great team. It's gonna be in there for an assault battle as well for you. This is Jabba's team. You'll farm from the farm itself. Now, a lot of people will choose, instead of Boba Fett in there, people will choose to have your pal and mine, Embo, in there. Now, Embo is a character that's not required for Jabba, but he is a Hutt cartel, and he does fit well into the Jabba team, and it frees up Boba Fett to go on a boss team or another bounty hunter team of some kind, because Boba Fett is a really effective character outside of this team. Another character you'll see mixed in here sometimes, other than Embo, will be Greedo. Let's see here, where's Greedo? Yeah, Greedo will be mixed in. He's part of the requirements for Jabba. He can do some fun things. He's just kind of a, I don't know, he's kind of a mudblood. He's kind of just not that great. He doesn't do a lot. He could be fun. If he crits, he has a 50% chance to shoot again. And so you can see him maybe shoot 10, 11, 12, 13 times if you get really lucky with him. I do use him for Smuggler's Run too. I feel like he works better than Boba Fett in that, actually. But yeah, Greedo's not really going to mix in there very often. But these 4 are always going to be on the team, and you mix and match that final slot on the team. As far as other teams you're going to form, you have to farm Fennec Shan for Jabba the Hutt. The rest of these are not required for Jabba the Hutt. Grief Karga, Mando, Bosk, and Beskar Mando. Now, these are pretty common characters in the game that most people are going to farm. Grief and Mando are in Galactic Warshop. They're really easy to get. Everybody's going to farm Bosk because Bosk and the Houndstooth are really important to all aspects of the game. And Beskar Mando will be out there if you farmed Executor. This is a team that can kill Lord Vader. He can also do some really nice stuff in the game, but primarily we look at this as a team that can kill Lord Vader. Another sub that you can put in here, though, that kind of fits into a very similar team, Aura Singh. Aura Singh can do a lot of one-shots, a lot of Galactic Legend cleanups. Her special here, her sniper special here, does a lot of damage. This is a massive damage ability. And when she loads her payout, which gives her 25% offense whenever she uses special ability, she gains stealth, she just is a massive one-shot menace in this game. She also has a leadership ability that, that loads contracts very quickly. Use an ability while buffed 10 times. Only bounty hunters can contribute. You can get that contract like that with Aura Singh, then you're annihilating with Mando, and it kind of goes together. So it's another option there, but I don't know that this kills Lord Vader. I don't think it does, actually. Pretty sure it doesn't. But Fennec Shan in the lead here. Both Fennec and Aura are required. You can kill Lord Vader with that team. Another team to look at. I put this together. This is the team you're going to use, or a similar team for ground war assault battles. I have seen so many combos of Jedi teams with Jedi Knight Luke at the helm for ground war assault battles to go through all challenge tiers, challenge tier 1, 2, and then primarily challenge tier 3. You could put almost any other 4 Jedi in here. Hermit Yoda is probably the best fit. Grandmaster Yoda is a solid number 2, but I've seen it done without Grandmaster Yoda. But Grandmaster Yoda in ground war assault battle, there's a special ability in there where you can give yourself a bunch of buffs. So he gives himself a bunch of buffs, and then he shares them with the rest of the team. Jedi Knight Revan just gives you a little bit of a revive ability and some marking, and General Kenobi's there to tank, as he always is. This is the team that I did it with. Actually, I think I had Jolie Bindo in this slot, but with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker in charge of a bunch of other Jedi on the team, as long as they're somewhat versatile, you can get through ground war all the way through challenge tier 3. He's the guy that lets you do challenge tier 3 of the ground war assault battle. I mix this team in here too. Arur is required for Jabba. Tusken Chieftain is not. Tusken Raider is not, although Tusken Raider is required for Lord Vader. You could put together a three-man team for Grand Arena. You'll see here that there's special 3v3 Grand Arena Omicron for Tusken Raider. It's pretty good. it causes the other guy some problems, some taunting issues. They got to get around the taunt, and it could really cause some issues with the team. So I put this together. A lot of people will choose to, instead of this is kind of a problem for what I'm talking about here. A lot of people will put in Tusken Warrior instead of Urur, and it seems that's a little more of a common choice, but Urur is selected too, so you can use them for this type of Tusken team. Outside of that, Tuskens don't really serve any purpose. They can get through the Inquisitorious Assault Battle, but most people are farming Inquisitors for that. Then, of course, you got the Jawas. They're a fun little team. There are teams that they counter out there in Grand Arena. I'm spacing on them right now. The Jawas can be a lot of fun putting them together. They certainly were needed for the Crate Dragon Crate Dragon raid back a little while ago. Jawas are fun. I think it's Grievous. I think they actually counter Grievous if you get them all reliced up. Am I recommending relicking Jawas? No, I'm really not. It's the only Jawa required for anything in the game. And of course, Wampa. You're going to get Wampa through the Jedi Knight Luke journey as well. And we all know that she is a menace in Grand Arena. And I put together one more team here, an Empire team. You do have to farm Darth Vader to get to Jedi Knight Luke. You're going to have a team of Rebels so you can farm Palpatine. I threw some other Empire folks in here to make a solid Empire team. If you want to put that together as well, just only from your requirement of Darth Vader and your farming of a Rebel team to unlock Palpatine. So just a thought there for putting together an Empire team as well. Those are some of the teams you're going to be looking at for this roster. As far as mods, when we look at the Jabba the Hutt team, I'm not sure my mods are great on this. You're looking at speed and health and tenacity. These are the things you want to have on Jabba the Hutt. You want them to be resisting debuffs. You want them to have health. And the reason for health, and it's going to kind of flow over to the rest of the team. During Jabba's turn, he inflicts blind, gains 6% ultimate charge. This is his basic. And the weakest Hutt Cartel ally recovers 30% protection. Hutt Cartel allies gain protection up 30% for 2 turns. Your protection up is based on your health. Even when it's not his turn, if he is assisting, Bounty Hunter and Smuggler allies gain protection up for 2 turns. So during his turn, he gives everybody 30% protection up. And I don't know if it's actually 40 for Bounty Hunter and Smuggler, or if it's just 10 when he attacks out of turn. But there's a lot of protection up with Jabba's kit that you're going to want to have in that is in there. And as a result, health mods, whenever you see protection up and it's a really important thing for your team, you're thinking health. You're thinking health mods, because the protection up is based, or bonus protection is based on the character's health, the amount of protection up they get. Kersantin, I kind of going to go the opposite direction here. He's really generally modded for protection, and I've got him modded in there. Protection and tenacity. You'll see full tenacity sets on here with a bunch of protection. I don't quite have those, full tenacity sets available right now, but you're trying to keep the debuffs off of him while also keeping him with as much protection as possible. I know it goes against what I just said because of this Omicron right here. He's got his Grand Arena Omicron. At the start of the battle, Kersantin gains 40% max protection. That's the primary reason we're modding him for protection. Now, he also has some protection up built in here, 50%. So health wouldn't be the worst idea. It's just that with that 50% extra protection he gets with this Omicron, he becomes a really, really nasty tank to put on your team. As far as the other guys, Boushh Leia is going to be modded for speed and offense and potency. You're going to mod Skiffguard Lando for a bunch of offense. Boba Fett is crit damage and offense. If you have Greedo in there, he's going to be crit chance. Those are generally the mods you're going to use on these guys. Jedi Knight Luke is going to be modded for offense. You don't even necessarily have to have a bunch of speed on him, although if he's working with a Jedi Master Luke, you want speed. If he's working as a leader on his own, you don't want him to have a lot of speed because of his leader ability, which at the start of each of his turns, all enemies are reduced to his base speed until the end of the encounter, and their speed can't be increased. So Jedi Knight Luke will negatively affect the other team's speed based on lower levels of speed for him. That is your ultimate guide to Jabba the Hutt here, farming, Jabba the Hutt farming. My general thoughts on Jabba, I do think as a general thought right now, I think he is, as far as return on investment in this game, he is the most important galactic legend. Leia Organa has an event or part of the Endor escalation or whatever, where she gets some rewards. They don't touch the Smugglers Run 2 rewards, those mods we talked about. I just think Jabba should be a priority for every account in the game. And a lot of times, if you farm the Shadows of the Empire bundle and you get Jedi Master Luke or Jedi Knight Luke, you're a lot closer to Jedi Master Luke first. So maybe you get Jedi Master Luke first and then get Jabba. I don't think his farm, if you've got Jedi Knight Luke or you make your way to Jedi Knight Luke, his farm's not that difficult to do. There are some Chirotechs involved, and Jabba requires 700 Chirotechs. As a big fatty, he requires more Chirotechs than any other character in the game. It is true, but I just think Jabba's return on investment is so high, and mods are so important in the game. I think he's the most important galactic legend in the game right now, as far as performance and as far as getting your mods in line on your roster. That is what we have got, boys and girls. There is your Jabba the Hutt ultimate guide here today, ultimate farming guide. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed anything. I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope that you have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And of course, always remember, Nooch too good.